Today we're going to work on writing equations of trend lines. Trend lines, another name for that is line of best fit. And a line of best fit is a line that's placed in a scatter plot that's basically kind of in the middle of the general pattern or direction that the dots are moving. So we look at this problem number 5 right here. We have this line that's moving down the center of the general direction of the dots. Remember that if a line is more like up here, we say that's a little bit too high. And if we have a line that would be placed more along this way, we would say that one is too low. But the blue line, that line is just right because it's going down the center of the pattern of all of the dots. Now what we're going to do, since we're going to be making an equation today of a line in slope-intercept form, we have to calculate two things. Number one, we need to calculate the slope by looking at the ratio of the rise over the run. Number two, we're going to be able to look at the y-axis here and determine what is the y-intercept. And then we're going to put both of those things into our slope-intercept form of our equation, y equals mx plus b. So let's get started on this one. The first thing I want to do is I want to calculate the m, or the slope. So I want to look at the rise over the run. I've got to pick 2 points to do that. So I know I see this point right here where my line is touching the y-axis, and I see a point right here. And I'm going down 1, and it's important you notice the scale of the y-axis here, and we're counting by ones. So I'm going down 1 over 3. This x-axis, is also counting by ones. So my slope is negative 1/3. The next thing I want to do is I want to find the y-intercept, or the v. So that's the easy one. All we have to do is notice where is this line touching the y-axis, and that's occurring right here where I circled in red, and that is at 8. My final step is to go ahead and put the slope in for the m and the y-intercept in for the b into my equation, and my final answer is the equation of this line is y equals negative 1/3 x plus 8. So that is how we can write an equation of a line of best fit or a trend line. Let's go ahead and practice this some more, and then we can use this equation to help us to make a prediction. So again, this one's a little bit trickier, this number 6, because we want to calculate the slope, or the m, to get started, and we notice that along the y-axis here, they are not counting by ones. It looks like every line represents an upward trend of moving 25. So I'm going to pick 2 points on this line. It looks like I have a point here and a point here. I am moving up 25, and then I'm moving over to the right 2. I notice the x-axis is just counting by ones here. So up 25 over 2, my slope is 25 over 2. The next thing I'd like to do is calculate my y-intercept. That's always the easy part. Where is this line touching the y-axis? So it's touching right here at 100. So let's put those into the equation, our slope-intercept form of our equation, y equals mx plus b. And so my equation is y equals 25 over 2x plus 100. If you would like to make 25 over 2 into a decimal and make it 12.5, that would be fine also. Now here's a new thing. Let's use this equation that we just made to predict the value for y when x is 20. So notice it says x is 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our equation, and we're going to take this x out right here, and we're going to put in the number 20. So I'm going to have y equals 25 over 2 times, now here's the part where we're going to take the x out and we're going to put in 20, and then I have plus 100. And if you put this all into your calculator and simplify, you will get 350 for y. And then see if that makes a little bit of sense with the trend line. X is 20, so imagine extending this out all the way till you would get to 20. Where would this line be? And it's saying it's around 350. So see if that makes sense to you. Okay, let's try another one. Let's look at problem number 7. Problem number 7, we want to make our equation of our line of best fit, or our trend line. So how do we get started? Well, we've got to find our slope. So we're going to pick 2 points. Again, I like looking for that y-intercept as one of my points. That's very important. Here's another point. So I'm going to calculate the rise over the run. I have to be very careful and notice how are they counting along the y-axis here. And it looks like they're counting by 5s. So I'm going to be going down 5, 10, so that's negative 10, and over 1. They're counting by 1s along the x-axis. So down 10 over 1, so my slope is negative 10 over 1, sorry, that's a negative sign there, which is negative 10. Now let's look at the graph and determine the y-intercept. Where is this line of best fit touching the y-axis? Right here. And that is halfway between 40 and 50, so that is at 45. So my equation in the form y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form, will be y equals negative 10x plus 45. Now, let's see if we can use that equation to help us make a prediction. Let's predict the value for x when y is 20. So this one's a little bit different. This time, I'm telling you the y value. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 20 in for the y value. So I have 20 equals negative 10x plus 45. Notice the y went out, the 20 went in. Let's solve this. So to solve it, we would subtract 45 from both sides, and we would get negative 25 equals negative 10x. Those are gone. Divide by negative 10. Negative 25 divided by negative 10 is positive 2.5. So my x value is about 2.5 when my y value is 20. And let's look at the graph. Here's my y values here. So here is where y is 20. Does it look like that's about 2.5? I think it does. It's in between those two numbers right there, where that would be. All right, one final example like you will see on your Google Slides activity today. Let's apply this to a real-life problem. In this last example, we are comparing the number of minutes someone studies to a test score. Let's look at that line of best fit and determine first if we can make an equation for it. So again, when you're making an equation of a line, you need to think about slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So let's start off, let's find the slope. We're going to pick any 2 points that are on this line. I like using my y-intercept if it is there. And then here's another point. And I'm going to calculate the rise over the run. Again, be very careful how they're counting along these x and y axes here. Along the y-axis, they're counting by 10. So going up 1 space is a distance of 10. Along the x-axis here, they're counting by 5s. So going up over 1, 2, 3 is actually moving over 15. 5, 10, 15. So my slope, rise over run, is 10 over 15, which if I simplify that, that is 2/3. The next thing I'm going to calculate for my line is my y-intercept. So where is this line touching the y-axis? Right here at 60. So the equation for my line of best fit is y equals 2/3 x plus 60. Next, I want you to pay attention to this graph and look at the labels. What does each variable represent? What is x standing for? If you said the number of minutes studied, then you are right. You can locate that, what x stands for, down here along the bottom where you see the label. What does the y value stand for? If you said test scores, then you are right. And again, you can locate what the variables are representing for the graph along the sides of the graph, along the x and y axis. Now what I want to do is use this equation that I just found right up here to help me predict the test score if someone studies for 60 minutes. So notice minutes studied is along the bottom here, and it only goes up to 55. So we want to predict if they study for 60 minutes, what will the test score be? So 60 is minutes, which we just set up here is represented by the x value. Minutes are x. So we're going to take that 60 and put it in for the x value in our equation. So I have this equation, y equals 2/3 x plus 60. I'm going to take x out and put in 60. So I have y equals 2/3 times 60 plus 60. Well, if you put that into your calculator, 2/3 times 60 will give you 40, and then 40 plus 60 gives you 100. So what does that mean? Your y value is 100. Y values are test scores. So that means if somebody studies for 60 minutes, the line of best fit predicts that they will get 100 on the test. Now let's look at another example. The final example down here at the bottom says, use the equation to predict the minutes studied for a test score of 72. So this time we are told the test score, which is represented by y. So we're going to go back to our equation, and we're going to be taking the y out this time and putting in 72. So I recopied my equation up here at the top, and this time notice y came out, 72 went in. Let's solve this equation. To get started, you would subtract 60 from both sides, and that will give you 12 equals 2/3 x. Remember, to get rid of a fraction that's being multiplied by the variable, you multiply both sides by the reciprocal, so by 3/2 on each side. And so 3/2 times 12 gives us 18, and then these numbers all cancel out, so I get x equals 18. So what does that mean? A test score of 72, which is probably about right in here on my graph. If I go over, it should occur where the number of minutes studied is about 18. And if I look at that, that does look like that's about right according to the graph. So that is how we can use an equation that we make for our line of best fit to help us make predictions for other points either on the graph that might not be clear or points that would be located farther off of the graph.